So it's been a little bit longer than usual since you've seen my face. I got really sick. I think it's a combination between the stress of like finals ending and school ending, and then like, ooh, summer. And then my body's like, oh, yay, I have a break. Death. So that was fun. Um, Happy to be back. And it's almost art fight season. I didn't participate last year. I said I was going to. I didn't. So I just kind of wanted to take you along, and show y'all my artistic process and character creation process. So, hold on, I want to make sure that I'm correctly recording this. Okay, so this took so some background on what was happening while I was making this. I was First of all, I was sick. First of all, I was sick. Second of all, I wasn't at home. And there was a 5-year-old continuously just like stealing my iPad while I was drawing on it and going, please, I want to draw so bad. And I was like, I'm so sorry. You're 5 years old and I don't trust you with my belongings, especially my expensive materials. Um, well, let's just say I didn't have a good time. Um, then I just like I blacked out really. I just got something done and was just like, "Yay, this is good enough." It wasn't. It's bad. She's chopped. It's horrible. It looks bad. It I felt bad while making it, and I think you can tell the entire time. This Procreate obviously has a time lapse feature. Time lapses are usually pretty fast. For example, I spent like 5 hours on the final character reference sheet, and the Procreate speed time lapse was like about 5 minutes, probably four. Um, the final Procreate time lapse for this was 20 minutes. I had to email myself. I was struggling to find out how to get this file from Procreate to anywhere because it was so massive. It was so massive, and I was just like, this is stupid. This sucks. I Anyways, it's down to 5 minutes right now. We're not watching 20 minutes of this. It's crazy. So, point being, do if you don't feel good, things are probably not gonna go well for you, creatively. Um, I'm not really gonna touch on most of what you're seeing here. This is just, like, the hazings of a sick person, the musings, the ranting of a sick person. It was just over and over and over. Also, wow. Yeah, my anatomy looks so bad here. Sorry. Anyways, let's talk about this character. So, my character's name is Sikar. That means huntress or the hunter in Sanskrit. So, obviously, I'm using she, her pronouns for her. She goes by she, her. In my head, she is athletic and she is about like no, 6'5". There we go. Extremely tall, especially extremely tall for South Asia. If anyone out there is from South Asia, you know what I'm talking about. My mom is like 2 inches lower. No, she's 5 foot. She's 5 feet. Um, no one is 6 foot. Basically, no one is 6 foot in South Asia. It's crazy. So yeah, she is a giant. While I was thinking about her creation, I really wanted her to embody the gentle giant trope, and so I found this like OC quiz. We'll probably link it in the description, but I was like taking it and thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, she's a shonen protagonist. Unfortunately, she's a shonen protagonist. Here's where I kind of okay, never mind. Um, I was just frustrated and I wanted to do something that looked good, so I picked a cunty side profile and did it. So, well, anyways, um, yeah, she is chaotic good. I think if we were going by D&D standards, I also think that if she was a D&D character, she'd probably be a what is it called? A paladin. Um, yeah. I just have like 2 pages full of notes that I just wrote down about her while taking this quiz of things that thought about her. I was looking so for some of her inspiration, originally, I was looking at more of Osawa Kami's, thinking of Punjabi fashions and things of that nature for her designs. For her design, thinking that phenotypically she would be from Northeast India and that she would then her family would go to, um, what is it? Around like East India from Northeast to East India. I realize that my reflection is it's the video is mirrored right now. I can't control it. I'm sorry. Um, from North to East India, and that would like what is it? And that's where the story would take place. Also, the story takes place in pre-colonial fantasy India. Really, I was thinking about around like the Harappan area. Um, Hold on while I switch the video to another one. Another one. To my concept art video. To my concept art video. Anyways, yeah, that took about 15 hours. 15 hours for trash. 15 hours for the ugliest things I've ever made. That pose was that the pose I was like, okay, I really want to push myself. I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and I think that's what really ended up with me pulling that pose out of nowhere really. Um yeah, I was just in a feverish state. So for this I watched a video by Ullian. I'll put their profile up somewhere. But they did this really cool thing that was like they just had their character multiple times and they were just like painting straight over it and to for like concept art for like clothing concept art, and I was like, this is actually incredibly cool. I don't know why I don't think and just go do that first. um I would also like to say this happened in between doing another thing. So I'll explain what I was thinking there, but like, yeah. Anyways, yeah, she is a very athletic person. I think in my head, her story is that her family was murdered, and she was sent to live with the other character from this story named Sinhal, the lioness, Sinhal, and that through through her life, one of the things she used as a coping mechanism was physical activity, um, and that she is like she's a shonen protagonist. What can I say? Yeah. Oh wow, 3, 4. Oh wow, that's scary. Let me shank myself a little bit so you can see what I'm working with. Anyways, yeah. So to talk about what my concept for this was, I was looking at a lot of historical outfits. Things with historical resonance is what I was really going for. So this I was on it. The first outfit, uninspired. It was a kurta with the dhoti, and I was like, okay, I guess. That was my warm up, really. You'll see like a more improved version of it later. This is I have a book here actually. Um, Indians in the chat, you'll probably know the book that I'm about to pull up. Maybe. Nope. Ew. Yeah. Sorry, this is unplanned. This is a really unplanned video. I just wanted to put something out. The Amar Chitrakata 5-in-1 Stories of Rama. Don't know if you can see that very well, but I was taking inspiration from the soldier designs from the from that area, and I was from that book. So that's where I got the plated armor from. Again, plated armor with a shorter, more angular. Um, what is it called? A shorter. I'm gonna pause this because I need time to think. A shorter, more angular kurta with dhoti, and then again the plated armor. The first, I want to talk about the oh the tika that she has here. I know that in my heart, I think that she'd really want to be pretty. She'd want to be pretty and she'd want to accessorize, but it fights against her better nature of a combatant. Um, and so she ends up not doing that, or not um, like not beautifying herself in more aspects than just like her hair. So for this, yeah, so in that I was like, okay, so plate armor is also probably not the most practical thing for India because it's super hot, and well, plate armor would just make it more hot, especially if it's covered with like cloth or anything under it. It was just not going to be a good time. So yeah, this is then I went back and then I made my final design, which is what I carried it in with. Those are scale armor with a vest. I don't remember the actual name for it, with a vest over it. I decided that she'd kind of leave her abs out so she can rotate more. I think that she'd want that kind of mobility rather than the protection that it offers. And instead, she'd carry a dol or a dal, which is a shield, which you'll see more of in the next video that I'm actually quite proud of. Final ref. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So for the final reference board, I was kind of just like, I kind of wanted to like show her inventory, show her obviously her palette, and then like a full portrait. I want to get better at rendering portraits and portraiture in general because I realize that I'm kind of bad at it. You'll see at the very, very end of this video, but like it's bad. Yeah, so I gave her kind of 3 armaments. That is a that sword. I don't remember the exact name for it right now. But it is a Harappan. No, it's a Gupta era sword. It has weights on little weights on the near the shaft. No, yeah, near the hilt. On the back and on the front. On the front, there's less weight on it, and it is made mostly for slashing attacks. I'd think I think that when she fights, that's why she likes having that kind of mobility with her plexus, with her solar plexus. She likes to be able to slash with that sword and like bring it down for a big vertical down, a big vertical down strike. And then I gave her bracers, or like, what are they called? Brass knuckles with little nails on them. And then finally, I gave her the dol, the shield. While this is happening, I also want to get into a little bit of her story that I was thinking of. While I was researching this, I was also playing a lot of Hades by Supergiant. I think I literally drew Zagreus from Hades yesterday. Um, I'm kind of obsessed with it. Yeah. Um, but I was thinking of something chthonic. I was thinking of something psychopompy. Psychopompy just means something related to death, I'm pretty sure. You can correct me in the comments again. But yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, actually I can make myself bigger here. Sorry, this is the ugly phase of the illustration. I don't claim this. Point being though is that Yeah. So I was investigating into Hindu. So I am Jain. Hinduism isn't really my area of expertise. I was raised Hindu for a little bit of my life, but even then, my parents were like, this is not what we believe most of the time. Even though Hinduism and Jainism are both Vedic beliefs, in that sorry, not Vedic, are both Indus Valley beliefs. We don't believe in the power of like the Hindu deities over us. And so I was doing a lot more research on that because I wanted to. Period. That's it. And one of the gods I found was Yama. He is a lot like Hades. He is a lot like the idea of Hades from the game Hades. He is thought to be a very large, brutish, um, but tends to be very good-natured figure. He is the god of justice and the god of the dead. In my headcanon, he not in my headcanon, sorry. In my story that I have planned for these people, as if I'm ever going to create a comic, probably not. But in the story for these OCs, they were investigating around the not investigating. As children, they would play around the like they would play, and then by some mishap they ended up dying. Both Sikar and Sinhala, they ended up dying, and they were not abandoned, but they died, and they landed in a old abandoned shrine to Yama. And through that, they made a deal with him and an agreement to carry out justice in the living world if he revives them. I should say Yama recognizes like their talents in the future and then puts them back into the world to be that. And then once they are of age, he will take them and turn them into Yamadutas, which are the servants of Yama, much like Thanatos. In Greek mythology, they are the messengers of the dead. They bring the dead to the realm of the dead, which in Hindu mythology is Narak. Um, yeah, so they are servants of his. They are, or they will be, but more than that, they are carriers of justice. Batman, or alternatively, shonen protagonists. Yeah, I think I only wanted two characters for the main team. That is Sinhana, and that is Sikar, the one that I'm working on right now. So for Sikar, I kind of just wanted her to be like the martial one, whereas Sinhala will be, or Sinhal will be the Have I been saying Sinhala the entire time? I was thinking about this. So Sinhala is a name for a group of people in um in Sri Lanka as well, actually. And I was looking back and forth. I was like, wait, Sinhala is both the name of da 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 da, and then also it can mean lion, or it can refer to lions. And I was like, oh, you know what it is? It's probably that these group of people refer to themselves as the lions, and I think that's really, really sick. That's really, really sick and cool as hell. That is really cool. Slash pause. Oh my god, like a lion, like lion paws. Um, but seeing as Yama is a central figure, one of the OCs, I'm just gonna do a modern redesigning of Yama. Um, I also want to do a retelling of Yama and Yami's story. Yami is his twin sister, or Yamuna. Yamuna is what I should be using, actually, because Yamuna is also a river in India, and that is what she is named after. She is the goddess of that river. But I want Yama and Yamuna to both be present in the story, so I will be making them designs later. And then I'm gonna like obviously have the little lineup of them all. But in general, yeah, I'm kind of excited. I've never actually had OCs before. Making OCs has always been kind of hard because I don't create characters that often. I like to think about characters that I know from media that I've watched or like read, stuff like that. Wow, my microphone is quite bright. But I've never actually had OCs, and so character development and that whole process was kind of really it's new. It was a new thing. Um, I feel like I'm getting better at it through obviously doing it, but it was a fun process. It was a fun experiment. I am excited to do it again for Yama, um, and I'm excited to do it. I already did it for Sinhala, for Sinhal. Jesus, I can't Sin. My God. Anyways, yeah. Also, I was experimenting with new brushes. For those of you who have Procreate, I just downloaded the new Procreate update, which was supposed to be downloaded a while ago, and it freaked my bean, my entire Procreate. And so I was learning new brushes, and I was just looking at brushes from the design folder in the new Procreate library. Thought it was cool. I love a big rectangular brush. I keep thinking I want to do little thin lines, and I try in the next illustration. I am bad at it. I hate little lines, and I just don't feel like they give me the same satisfaction as big, thick inks. So, well, I and I don't do it ever again. I want to speed this video up. You're not gonna watch me. That's too much. Yeah, there. Okay, let me not do that. Let me not do all of that. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Anyways, yeah. Also, to bring back how many hours I really spent on the first like ugly um version of this, 15 hours. 15 hours is crazy. That's 15 hours of real human being time. That's 15 hours closer to death. What? And it was ugly and I threw it away. What? What? The character's fine, but what? This took me 4. This took me 4 hours in comparison. Yeah. 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 Anyways, yeah, those are my little color swatches, and I think that's no, I'm still adding what? Oh, I'm adding blush. Yeah, you'll see. I'm gonna skip over a little bit and then just end on doing a me doing my little paint over, my little final paint over for the little portrait that I'm going to do and put up on Art Fights. Um, I'm gonna leave my Art Fights profile in the description as well. Go follow me. I'll attack you, and I might sexualize your characters if you give me permission and ship them respectfully. I'm really hungry right now. What's that quote from Chikawa? It's like, I'm so hungry, I'm starting to feel a bit unwell. It's really, really funny and it's really cute. Yeah. This is boring. Low-key watching this because I already know how it turned out. Yeah, you can see me start. I also rewatched Arcane. You really think I needed all the gods at the Hex Gates? No. Yes, I fear you've grown a bit. I I hate to say it, but I fear you've grown a bit predictable. And so I tried to do some arcane lighting, but she ended up looking dusty and ashy. I tried resaturating the colors and repainting over it, but I ended up throwing it away and just deleting the entire layer that I did it on. Yeah, this is the final product. This is Sikar. The she is a servant of the god of the dead, and I want to change her vest color to white because that is a customary color for funerals in India. Anyways, I I also don't like the rendering or detail I put on the gold. Am I gonna change it? Not really, because it feels rude, but it feels annoying. But I think after art fight's done, I'm gonna come back and like redo a lot of them. Okay. Um, yeah, that's it for this video. That was like what, 30 minutes? Wow, I went over time. Um, things I should talk about. Subscribe. I'll have more videos out this month soon. Covering the rest of my design process. You can see the rest of my design process. Leave questions for my process. I've said that so many times. Leave questions for me in my comments and leave questions for Sigad also in the comments. I am Prani. That was all. Oh, tell me what you think her favorite fruit will be, and the first person to get it right gets their comment pinned. That's it. Good night. I'm so hungry. It's like 8:30. It's like 9 AM, 9 PM, 9 PM. Wow, it's like 9 PM. I'm really hungry, man. Ugh. Okay, bye. I'll see you probably in 2 weeks, hopefully. Hopefully before art fight starts. My goal is to get all these characters done by the 14th. It's currently the 12th. This video might be out on the 14th. Oh!